So, looking into the future as more states like New Mexico looks at decriminalizing something just like recreational marijuana, with your journalist hat on, what are some of the unintended consequences you think?
Um, the, I could go on quite a long time about the childish way it seems to me the evidence shows that we have legalized marijuana. We have not legalized it with an attitude towards, okay, um, if it's a food, if it's a consumable item, then we need to inspect it like any other food stuff gets inspected and make sure that that's being produced in a responsible way. If it's a medicine, well, I know how other medicines are made. That's how marijuana needs to be addressed. I think we have been captured by what I think is really the next big industrial combine, which is big pharma, big oil, big pot. To me, it makes very little sense in a time of climate change to allow marijuana, which grows perfectly well under the sun, to be grown indoors. That is, the carbon footprint is catastrophic, disastrous. Why is that? Why is that happening? Because it benefits producers like suppliers. And I think the big lesson that we should have learned from the opioid epidemic is this: be careful of what very potent legal drug you make widely available with outlandish claims of its risk-free nature. And that is what really was behind the opioid epidemic, making those claims for very powerful prescription pain pills. Therefore, yeah, anybody could do it. Well, same thing with marijuana. I think it would be wise to start by taking it down a notch, reducing the amount of the potency. Also understanding that just because we had this idea that we're not going to arrest people for marijuana sales anymore. The problem is, if you're a legal dispensary paying taxes, you can't compete with someone who's selling in the underworld, who pays no taxes, has no lights, has no expenses, all the expenses that you have, rent and all that kind of thing. He doesn't have any of that. And so we need to make an effort, a very serious effort, to arrest those people. Those people will go to jail for selling marijuana. They're just not selling it legally, so that it benefits the dispensaries. I do believe in legalizing marijuana. I don't believe legalizing it the way we have is wise, is mature, is adult, and then of course also the tax money that now the dispensaries are saying you have to reduce our taxes because we can't compete with these folks in the underworld. Well, I thought that was what the whole point of legalizing marijuana was, to get increased taxes.